Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording session of Hearthstone. So, it is election day in the United States today, and that'll be interesting to see how that turns around our playing today. It's also the beginning of the polls closing when I started, because I didn't make any kind of election day video, being a video game critic, and I think that was kind of a mistake on my part. So the chat thing I think just got updated on battle.net. I still don't see anything particularly built into Hearthstone. What do we have to do today? We have to win 2 games with Shaman and Warlock, play some Murlocs, so play a Murloc deck, and win 5 games with Rogue and Warrior. That's a mess of a thing. And before we do anything else, I won 2 packs of, what is this, League of Explorers? From my picking of Mr. Handsome Guy in the BlizzCon tournament. He didn't even make it past the first battle, but I got 2 packs because I picked early. And we have this new card back. I may end up actually liking this card back a lot more than any of the others, because I like pie. So he only, I think, won 1 game. So I think I got 1 pack because he won a game and 1 pack for just doing it. Whereas if people had picked Pavel, he would have won the maximum, which would have been like 30 packs. Speaking of packs, the new expansion is available for pre-purchase, and that was another video I made today. It's not available, however, in the system. It's only available through Blizzard's website, which seems kind of weird, and they don't even talk about, like, are you going to get a free card back for anything like that. It's not even mentioned whether that's a factor. But either way, I have more than 5,000 gold, so it totally makes a lot more sense for me to spend gold than to turn around and spend $50 on 50 packs, which is a ridiculously high amount of money to spend. Let's see. I don't think that they would have a card back here for the pre-purchase either. It looks like a vault for the Mean Streets of Gadgetstan. Yeah, it's not here. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get that card back any other way, but fine, whatever. Let's find what our Murloc deck is. I believe it might be a Shaman deck. Shaman Standard or Shaman Wild. Let's see. Let's hop in here. We need to play ranked and start playing. I have a full list, and this is really just full evidence that if they just made me play Hearthstone every 6 days, I could have a full list of things to talk about, and I would never have a problem with this. But because I have to play it every 3 days, it's just this mess of, sometimes I have 5 things to talk about, sometimes I have 25 things to talk about, and it's just weird. Now, for a while there, I was doing games that have been delayed, and that hasn't happened either, so that is also something I should probably consider. I'm just going to go ahead and start using these weapons. So the Hearthstone pre-purchase 50 card pack video came out. It has 10 views right now after being out for a couple hours. Not a huge amount of views by any means, but I don't know if I was really going to get a huge amount anyways, because lot of people aren't even going to see the announcement. I just kind of stumbled on it, so I may be actually really late on it, or I may be too early on it. And too early very well might be a possibility. My vote video simply uses the card's ability that has a poll, so there are 5 polls that you can vote on. I should have thought of this a long time ago. Honestly, this whole thing, this whole video should have been made 3 months ago. I should have had a plan, an idea. I should have had better footage. The video that I used is just stationary background video with nothing. I wanted to do a little bit more and have my intro looping, but YouTube's creator, video creator, for some reason does not let me use that footage yet. I don't know why. It's saying that there's a copyright claim on the audio of me just talking, and probably what it means is that the processing actually hasn't been finished, even though it says processing has been finished. There seems to be 2 tiers now. A tier of, is the video processed so we can stream it? Let's get it out. And then there's a second tier of, is the video tested to make sure it doesn't have any copyright infringements in it. Let's see. Alright. That.
Job's done.
In return. Right now it has 5 views, which is alright, good enough. For a silly idea. I need to think of much better things to vote on. Will I make this a consistent and common thing on my channel? Probably not. I don't like the cards feature the way it works. I don't like the limiting nature of the polls. You can only have 5 inputs and it's simply select. It's not write in any other answer or responses. It honestly has severely less functions than even what the polls in Google Documents have, and that seems silly. They should be able to integrate all their software to use the same ideas.
There is little time.
But if there's one time a year to use it, I would assume it's the U.S. election day. Of course, next year, that will not be a presidential election, and so most people will just forget that the thing even exists. Let's see. This.
My totems! My pretty totems!
And this. And gonna kill this done. So yeah, that's that. And then that pretty much means I haven't been doing too much more of anything. I would like to watch the election results. Also, I would like to finish recording everything before I see the election results, because I really don't want to talk about politics. So I'd like to watch it afterwards and get some more things scheduled out. I've just been drudging through Skyrim, which it's slightly unfair to call it drudging, but it mostly is. Just struggling to play a game I've already played. I'm at like the 75-hour mark now on this game, and a lot of it feels familiar. A lot of it is just repetitive. So even if I had played the game before, there's just a level of repetition that gets done over and over again. There is, I suppose, a level of setup too. If after I get archery up to 100, there's really nothing more I can do on archery. Once I've gotten two-handed weapons up to 90 by training, so the last 10 I just have to actually use a two-handed weapon for a while, The problem with that, of course, is I would need some severely good armor to be able to do that without dying. Or I need to start throwing a ridiculous amount of upgrades into my health and stop putting things into my stamina to carry things, which too might be an issue. There's definitely a lot of trouble over collecting items, trying to find a place that has money, buying a lot of crafting items to get smithing and everything, doing the alchemy like crazy to get alchemy up, all just to have this ultimate armor and weapons, which is about all it is about.
There is a lot at stake.
This one, and then do I kill this one?
Job done.
Guess I do. But I'm working through the Thieves Guild mission, which really only leaves the Assassin's Guild and the Bard's College, and not a ton of other things around to do so far that I've started. There is still a lot of other quests to do, but I haven't started it. I've mostly just stayed out of it. One of the cities I managed to effectively kill everybody in charge of everything, and that is certainly weird.
Elements I like, totems I love.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill this main character, and let's see, if I kill one now, actually probably not a good idea, so I'm just gonna end the turn as it is. This isn't the right deck to be playing. So what's interesting here is I just need to kind of go down these lists of things to talk about. So Digital Foundry can't, at least right now, put 4K videos on YouTube to their demanding specifications. Now you can certainly put 4K, I think maybe even 8K videos on YouTube. That's fine. But the problem is that didn't work. Problem is it's compressed. It's not a MKV at like a 265 encoding profile that works well for what they want. Remember, it's important to point out, I guess if you don't know, that Digital Foundry prides itself in most of its unique content is them showing like high resolution versions of a PC game versus Xbox One versus PlayStation 4 Pro. When the Xbox Scorpio comes out, they'll do more of that. So I guess it's not this character. So having that element, having it become pixelated and blocky and difficult to see the difference between bad video quality because you're watching a YouTube stream versus a bad video quality because the game can't actually produce it, has led them to decide to make their own site and effectively let you, if you are a Patreon donor, download these huge files that you practically have to put on a USB drive and plug directly into the back of your super expensive 4K video monitor to the Wii. That's pretty much the only option you can do there. Even streaming in your internal network might not be good enough if you're doing Wi-Fi. But maybe alright otherwise.
Job done.
So, is that really gonna help them that much? I don't know. It's not even the only instance this week I've seen of people trying to push people off YouTube. It seems like the big people on YouTube hate YouTube even more than the little people on YouTube, which is ironic, definitely. Rather ironic. Because I definitely, as a small YouTuber, need YouTube. I can't go make a website and pay the hosting services and get the thousands of views that I would like to get
a tale of terrible
and pay for that bandwidth. But I just don't think people go to websites. The irony with the internet being the way it is these days is it's very funny that we just don't go to that many different websites. It's all the same thing. I go to Reddit, I go to Facebook, I go to YouTube. Over and over and over again. And one of those I wish I could go to even more.
Do you hear its call?
Are you my
Even
master?
I would prefer to get off Reddit because there's some problems with Reddit. And I'm afraid that there's some censorship or something going on there. And such. I'd like to definitely get on Facebook, but who knows if that ever is going to happen. And YouTube is the only one of those, and that's through the YouTube app. That's the only one of those that I still want to go to. And even on YouTube, there's things I'd like to stop getting suggested every now and then. But we've hit that level. If Digital Foundry is once again confirming to me that me trying to record video games in 4K wouldn't even look that good, then I think it's just more of a confirmation to not go to 2K at this point. That being said, my feverish hope is to be able to afford a 1080 video card somewhere either mid the lifetime or earlier of the 1080s. I would, after the about 1 year, 1.5 year mark for the 1080 series, then I'm kind of starting to think about an 1180. And the 1180 in a lot of ways might be the better
I will fight
turn
with
of
honor.
events. Here's the warlocks, the Murlocs. Murlocs, not warlocks. So that's my hope. Is it my idea that every year I upgrade? No, not really. I just want something that's slightly more consistent at 1080p. There is a lack of consistency as it is to making 1080p always hit 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, Skyrim Special Edition is kind of a great example of a 5-year-old game that has been fixed a little bit, is showing a very good example of being able to play fine on my 970. But The Witcher 3, Witcher 4, whatever the Witcher number was, I think it was 3, was the exact counterexample of that. And The Witcher 4, or 3, whatever it is, the Witcher game that's most recent, kind of shows in a lot of ways that it is better than Skyrim in almost every aspect. And there's definitely problems with the open box idea of just giving the player the ability to pick a class, pick a weapon, pick armor, and go wherever they want in a huge open world. And oh, by the way, everywhere you go, you're going to unlock quests that are going to distract you from the quest you're actually doing, which is going to make it a pain in the butt. Let's see.
But of course.
Job done.
So, yeah, Witcher, Skyrim's got some problems as a game. You could have taken any one of the classes, the companion quests. You could have taken all of that and a fifth of the other stories in the game and had a perfectly fine finished story. And that would be 60 hours. Or a little bit less than 60 hours. But to have the same person join the Thieves Guild, join the Mages Guild, join the Companions, over and over and over again. It's just like there are 8 different hugely long story quests that take forever, and it gives you the same experience. It's just a kind of badly put together experience. I don't think any player actually has an excellent playthrough of Skyrim. I think it's just too much randomness. And even as I'm playing and trying not to get distracted, I'm still getting distracted, and I'm missing a lot so far, but I could go back and get it. It almost... The question I really am going to have to ask myself is, do I want to continue playing Skyrim after I do the main story quests? Because there's probably going to be some Daedalic characters and things to do. I could probably play all down to the point where it's just miscellaneous quests. There's DLC, certainly. I'm gonna play this one. And then, let's see. This one. And this one. Map. So that's that. We're getting win streak bonuses. So let's see. I had a list here of the Blizzard tournament packs. When was I gonna get them? But I got them, so I don't need to question that. I was a little iffy though. I was like, when am I gonna get these packs? Because that's a little weird. Let's see. Let's just go from the bottom. I got some religious spam on my channel. A long paragraph of Christian proselytizing, is that the word? And one-sided debating at the end, because there was a whole section to the atheist.
Doomhammer.
I will
at the
fight
bottom of
with
the
honor.
channel, at this long list, from a channel called Simon Peter. So, one, as far as I understand it in the Bible, you're not supposed to just proselytize or try to convert people that you don't know.
Job done.
So, ironically, this gives me a reason to mention that Jack Chick, the creator of Chick Tracks, recently died. But
Win this one.
wow, this is working out well. This is working out really well. Let's just keep this win streak going. We gotta keep it going anyways, I suppose. So Jack Chick made these Trick Tracks, which are these little comic books you can order, and you just leave them around on people's windshields, drop them on the ground. I found several in the grocery store once. But that's not what the Bible says. It's supposed to actually know the person and have actual conversations and give a real testimony instead of just doing this. And sneakily, a lot of times spam is religious based just to see what keywords might get caught. So it's very, very possible that this entire spam wasn't even really religious in nature. It was simply using that as a guise to confuse or trick people into thinking that somebody was really talking to them. And then the channel called Simon Peter, of course, because Simon Peter was the apostle who wrote a lot of the New Testament and wrote many of the letters, unless I'm misremembering. So, very weird to get that from a YouTube channel, though. But spam is spam, and spam is everywhere, and it was immediately flagged as spam. No religion and politics as much as possible on my video game channel. Just leave it at that. There's no reason for it. I keep winning so fast that that's it. The Steam sale I've mentioned, like, that's gonna be a slight problem. Steam has their new UI out. The recommendations still kind of garbage. I think part of the problem with Steam is they can't make recommendations for good games to people who already have good games. I think it just comes down to that. The only thing left on Steam is probably the bad things. Just gonna go ahead and throw this down. But Steam's autumn sale is November 23rd to 29th, and its winter sale is December 22nd to January 2nd, it seems. I'm not sure how much I'm really gonna spend there. Money-wise, I probably can't really afford a lot to begin with. Having to buy a new hard drive, it isn't super helpful. And let's see. I'm just gonna play this, and it wiped me out. And then I had to buy a mattress. I don't know if I talked about that, but the mattress just went to kaput. I think I did talk about it, and that again wiped me out. Furthermore, spending on Lego was fun but silly too. But even if finances were fine,
Well played.
truth is, I'm playing Skyrim Special Edition. I may be playing Skyrim Special Edition forever. It is possible. Let's see. Let's see. 2 damage to all non-melee. And let's see. Do I have a 1 health anything to do here? We'll just keep playing. So, yeah. Getting more games, it's more and more just gonna be, well, I could get maybe Pinball FX2's last few tables. I could get season 2 of Pinball Arcade. I could get some of the games that came out, like Mankind Divided, but then they're gonna be a little bit late on those anyways. I could get maybe a couple more of the Assassin's Creed games, but it's not particularly like I'm going to get anything else. So I'm gonna go long here, just because I don't want to break this streak. We're getting this win streak, and if it just keeps going, well, we'll do one more game, and if I win really quick or lose here, well, even if I win here, I think I'm outgunned.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
I will fight with honor.
Turtle Rock had this unfinished Left 4 Dead level that they've released. Turtle Rock was, I think, also in charge of running Evolve, and they got taken off of that. So they're probably wrapping up to go out of business, but I'm not certain of that. But it opens an interesting door because it is effectively a mod. It's not something on Steam for Left 4 Dead, and of course Left 4 Dead is a Valve game, and so it's a part of the Valve Complete Collection that I bought, and sadly that's probably true when they call it the Complete Collection, because it's highly unlikely Valve is going to make too much of many games. So from that, I'm in this weird position because I'm not sure, like, do I want to go and download a bunch of mods? I was probably going to put some mods on Skyrim. There's some things there that would help. Like if we took encumbrance off, maybe that would help a little bit. If we stopped it from, if we made the faces a little bit better, if we installed the unofficial patch to get rid of some of the glitchiness, maybe that would help too. But that's got to be at the end of my main series at least. I want to give a fair and true experience, which includes all the stupid smithing and alchemy that you do in that game. But how many and how much mods do I really want to cover, particularly if they're not in the Steam workshop build-up? Is a big question. So I don't think for this example that I'm going to do that, particularly since if I am going to get to playing Left 4 Dead ever, because it's this 4-player co-op of random players,
I'll never tell.
all of which would probably be a lot more skilled than me, then that's just one of those co-op games that probably wouldn't touch. So having the mod to a game I probably won't ever touch seems a little silly.
Job's done.
Let's see, noble sacrifice.
Get down!
So do I want to talk about anything else here? Well, I guess I could mention that Mass Effect Andromeda is ditching classes and it's allowing respecs at any time. That is cool, definitely. It is kind of the issue with the Skyrim in an opposite way. In Skyrim, you're the only class you're really picking is your species, and that changes very little and matters so little because you never actually look at your own character in conversations or anything, nor do you hear your character speak, which is incredibly annoying after a while because I'm sitting here just hitting A. By far, Skyrim is going to be the most game where I'm just going to not have too much to say. Just because, how can I have that much to say? Really? Let's do this one. And that one. I should have done that one, but yeah, either way, I'm not sure. I think my winning streak here may be over. If I'm not careful. So getting rid of classes in general probably helps in Mass Effect a lot. The idea of classes
Reporting for duty.
probably means that you're not going to get to play as any of the aliens, but I don't think you were going to get to play as any of the aliens either. Just a male and a female person, fully voiced. Now in Minecraft Story Mode, I know I did talk about how it was weird that there's this whole second voice actor's content I'm not even going to hear. And I think you fix that by just having the other player, the other character, show up as your co-op person and have them talk all those lines every now and then too. That's kind of how Candy Crush, what was it, Costume Quest did it, except for Costume Quest didn't have any voice acting at all. But if you pick to play as a girl, the brother was with you until he got kidnapped. If you pick to play as the brother, then the sister was with you until she got kidnapped. And I think very little changed elsewise. So somebody's playing Dr. Doom on me. And they're gonna end my win streak. Darn it.
Job done.
I needed the character that would have done 2 damage to all non-Murlocs. So is this to be the end of me? Yes, it is.
Who am I? None of your business.
A bunch of secrets there. That's the end of this recording. Which is fine because I think we made a decent amount of progress. I do want to finish everything up. I have no intention to record any Skyrim today. Take a day off, that'll be enjoyable. But I still need to do 2 more recordings. I may even end up doing 3 more recordings. But my win streak is down. But I got up to level 18. And we played 30 Murlocs, so I don't have to worry about that. Next quest, we will work on our win as a Warlock or a Shaman. I guess we'll play as a Shaman next time. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right there's a blue button. It says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.